Good morning. Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. Welcome to the soul of Sunday. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology. We affirm the worth and dignity of every being, and that we are all deeply interconnected. We are bound to one another, not by creed, but by covenant. And we are called to answer the call of love with open minds, open hearts, and open hands. Whoever you are, those of all nations, all creeds, all colors, all kinds of love, you are welcome here. This week brought the welcome news of the conviction of George Floyd's murderer. I wept for a long time. Relief at this justice, grief for his family, for whom this verdict does not bring back their loved one. Gratitude for 17-year-old Darnella Frazier, who filmed the murder. And for all who delivered this case, the fortitude and courage of the jurors and judge. Anger at what it took to get us here. And I wept for the loved ones, for the memory of Emmett Till, Philandro Castile, Freddie Gray, Rekia Boyd, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Michael Brown, and countless other Black people who have been murdered in this country that rarely values their lives. Enough weeping. Dr. King said, "Now let us begin. Now let us rededicate ourselves to the long and bitter but beautiful struggle for a new world." Paraphrasing abolitionist and Unitarian minister Theodore Parker, he continued, "The moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice. It bends when we bend it." May we dedicate our minds, hearts, and hands to the bending. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. I will be leading Yonder Come Day, and I invite you to sing along. We will be singing it 4 times through. Yonder come day, days are breaking, yonder come day, oh my soul, yonder come day, days are breaking, sun is rising in my soul. Yonder come day, days are breaking, yonder come day, oh my soul, yonder come day, days are breaking, sun is rising in my soul. Yonder come day, days are breaking, yonder come day, oh my soul, yonder come day, days are breaking, sun is rising in my soul. Yonder come day, days are breaking, yonder come day, oh my soul, yonder come day, days are breaking, sun is rising in my soul. Days are breaking, sun is rising in my soul.
Dear ones, as always, it's so good to be together while apart. Please join me in welcoming our musicians and thanking our extraordinary tech team for making this service possible. Last night, almost 100 of us enjoyed a fabulous time at Nuns and Fun, our virtual game night with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. We were also very, very generous with Arlington Street Church and inaugurated a tech fund. Thank you to all of you who came to play and to give. A very special thanks to our Nuns and Fun team, Abby Harper, Art Nava and Richard Brew, Audrey and Sarah Mady, Barbara Ginhart, Bob Sessions, Jason Upal, and to their fearless leader, Artina Rose. For those of you who are new to Arlington Street, a very special welcome to you. Please take a moment now to fill out a connection card. The link is in the chat. Since I can't greet you in person after the service, I'd love to follow up with a virtual hello.
Good morning. It's a joy to be here with all of you, the tech team, and our musicians this morning. If you haven't already downloaded today's order of service, it's available in the chat and on the homepage at ascboston.org. All of today's hymn lyrics are included in the order of service and will also be posted in the chat so we may sing together. There's also a link to Sermon Bingo on the homepage. Feel free to play along while Reverend Kim preaches. As we continue our greetings, let's all say hello in the chat and engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another heart to heart.
Good morning, everybody. Hello from Arlington, Massachusetts. I'm Mark David Buckles, the Director of Music here with Julie Metcalf. And we're going to lead you in singing our opening hymn called Why Worry? And it's an appropriate one as usual, I think. I'm going to teach you this if you don't know it. I'll sing a line, you sing it back to me. Why worry when you can sing? Your turn. Why worry when you can sing? Why worry when you can sing? Your turn. Why worry when you can sing? Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing for us and for others. Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing for us and for others. Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing 'cause it will be beautiful. Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can sing? Why worry when you can sing? So that's it, and we'll change the word sing to different verbs as we go. Feel free to add some harmony, and if you don't totally have the melody yet, don't worry about it. Exactly. And let's just jump into it. Why worry? Why worry when you can sing? Why worry when you can sing? Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing for us and for others. Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can sing? Why worry when you can give? Why worry when you can give? Why worry when Give 'cause we can know. Give for us and for others. Give 'cause we can know. Give 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can give, when you can share? Why worry when you can share? Why worry when you can share? Share 'cause we can know. Share for us and for others. Share 'cause we can know. Share 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can share? Now, if you can, move a little in your Zoom square for this one. Why worry when you can dance? Why worry when you can dance? Why worry when you can dance? Dance 'cause we can't know. Dance for us and for others. Dance 'cause we can know. Dance 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can dance? Why worry when you can build? Why worry when you can build? Why worry when you can build? Build 'cause we can't know. Build for us and for others. Build 'cause we can know. Build 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can build? Why worry when you can love? Why worry when you can love? Why worry when you can love? Love 'cause we can't know. Love for us and for others. Love 'cause we can know. Love 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can love? And one more time, why worry when you can sing? Why worry when you can sing? Why worry when you can sing? Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing for us and for others. Sing 'cause we can't know. Sing 'cause it will be beautiful. Why worry when you can sing? Why worry when you can sing?
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be your living sanctuary for you.
It is now time for our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. These candles were submitted on our website by the Friday evening deadline. If you didn't submit your candle and have a joy or sorrow to share this morning, please wait until the third candle is lit, the silent candle, and then type your joy or sorrow into the chat. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious our beloved community is. We need one another. Despite having to be apart, may we stay very close. And now, in the spirit of invocation, let's join in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you.
One candle this morning, a candle of healing and support from Harriet Ranvig. For my daughter Maya's mother and father-in-law, Sheila and Rob Haynes, who have both been hospitalized this past week. Sending healing and support and comfort to Maya, as well as her dear partner for the last 9 years, Sheila and Rob's son, Justin.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Some of us come today in joy. We share your joy.
One candle of joy this morning from Doc Kinney. Morgan's terminal liver disease continues apace. His mobility has been severely curtailed, and this will only get worse as the next year or so goes on. However, his life has frankly been substantially enhanced by members of Arlington Street Church. Among other things, we have been able to buy a motorized scooter that will be the most life-enhancing item he'll have in the next 4 months. ASC here has defined family, and we couldn't be more grateful.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
For all the sorrows and all the joys we hold in our hearts, we light a silent candle to remember and to rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter into our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, for our country, and for the world. Amen.
Now, please join me in saying our affirmation and covenant. The words are printed in the order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra congregación, y el servicio es nuestro regalo. Esto es a lo que nos comprometemos, convivir en paz, hablar nuestras verdades con amor y ayudarnos los unos a los otros.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in singing our second hymn, Chico Gospel by Mammoth. There was a time I believed life was over for me. There was a time I believed my life was over. I feel strong today, thanks to your help. I find my way. I too will lend you a hand when you need one. Sometimes I get so down, I feel like this is the end. Like there's no way in hell I can get over this mountain. The sun has come out beyond the shadow of my doubt. I am walking on this earth stronger than ever. There was a time I believed there'd be no love for me. There was a time I believed I'd get no loving. I feel love today, thanks to your help. I find my way, and I too will lend you a hand when you need one. Sometimes I get so down, I feel like this is the end. Like there's no way in hell I can get over this mountain. The sun has come out beyond the shadow of my doubt. I am working on this earth stronger than ever. There was a time I believed there'd be no money for me. There was a time I believed there'd be no money. I feel rich today, thanks to your help. I find my way, and I too will lend you a hand when you need one. Sometimes I get so down, I feel like this is the end. Like there's no way in hell I can get over this mountain. The sun has come out beyond the shadow of my doubt. I am walking on this earth stronger than ever. There was a time I believed there'd be no peace for me. There was a time I believed there'd be no peace. I feel peace today, thanks to your help. I find my way. I too will lend you a hand when you need one. Sometimes I get so down, I feel like this is the end. Like there's no way in hell I can get over this mountain. The sun has come the shadow of my doubt. I am walking on this earth stronger than ever. I am walking on this earth stronger than ever. I am walking on this earth stronger than ever.
For those of you who weren't raised Jewish, Christian, or Muslim, or if by some happy chance you weren't otherwise instructed with the wildly problematic story of the biblical prophet Job, let's begin with the briefest possible synopsis. Job lives a charmed and faithful life. He is, we are told, blameless and upright. One day, God and Satan get to talking. God brags about Job's goodness. Satan argues that Job is only good because his life is so sweet. Satan says he can turn Job against God in a heartbeat, kill his livestock, kill his servants, kill his 10 children, torment this innocent man, and force him to recant. God says, okay, but don't kill him. So it all comes to pass, the full catastrophe. And Job continues to believe in God, continues to pray to God, believing in his goodness and mercy. And as if this isn't already the worst story ever, Satan says he'd like another go at it, and God, intent on winning this wager, tells Satan to have at it. Satan then attacks Job's health, afflicting him with terrible sores all over his body. I will spare you the gory details of his anguish. But Job remains faithful. Satan is vanquished, and God, victorious, rewards Job by restoring his health, providing him with twice as much property as before, new servants, and new children, replacement children. It is noteworthy that Job's wife is nameless. I searched everywhere for a poem I heard once that was written in her voice. It was probably censored as blasphemous. She is speaking to God. I have not forgotten her final, chilling line. What have you done with my children? This morning, I'm going to shred the line of thinking that Job's patience is exemplary and his suffering redemptive. The story of Job is an excellent case study in significant places Unitarian Universalist theology departs, I think I should say swerves away from more traditional theology and offers us something life-giving in its place. You've heard people refer to the patience of Job. Our faith tradition says, if you are the target of someone's misguided need to prove themselves, please do not be patient. In this case, what we want for you is impatience. We don't say patience is a virtue without qualifying that statement. Instead, we pray for patience and impatience, for the wisdom to discern when it is time to wait and when it is time to leave. By my lights, it was more than time for Job to leave and find himself a loving God. You have heard people refer to the redemptive nature of suffering with Job as a teaching tale. Redemption is the act of being saved from sin, evil, or error, the action of clearing a debt. Yes, suffering is part of life, but I do not recommend glorifying it. It has no inherent value. Suffering for the sake of suffering is not redemptive. It does not make us more honorable. Our faith tradition teaches the preciousness of life, the primacy of love and kindness, the gift of joy. If we're choosing suffering because we think it will please God, we too need a new God. What kind of God tests people's faith by destroying almost everything they cherish? God does not kill children. I spent a couple of hours in Provincetown earlier this week and walked past the inn that was owned by Preston Babbitt, co-founder of the Provincetown AIDS Support Group and my board chair when I served the congregation there in the mid to late 1980s. I adored him. What came to mind was a morning at our church there when Preston rose to speak during the parish highlights. His partner, Rogers Baker, was dying. Preston would soon follow. He began by acknowledging the terrible cost of that pandemic, not just in human life, but in joy. The virus was stealing so much, he said, but we must not let it have everything. He shared that what he was learning was that we have to remember joy. Preston acknowledged that AIDS had foreshortened the horizon, but while we were alive, it is so important, he said, to practice joy. I can still see him standing in his pew in front of east-facing window, the sun pouring in on him, bathing him in light. He was already an angel. And I felt then, as I feel now, that his words, his directive, were a life-changing gift to me and to everyone at the service that morning. Preston wasn't saying that suffering is redemptive. He was saying that suffering just is, and that our mission is to honor whatever life we have left and to be joyful. Some of you will remember that years ago, my friend Nuala Murphy was driving home one dark summer night in Santa Fe when a young man shot out of a side street on a motorcycle with no running lights. Nuala didn't hit him, but he crashed into the back of the passenger side of her van. She never saw it, but she heard it. When the ambulance arrived, the crew was very grave. His life was hanging in the balance. Someone called a lawyer. The lawyer said there would almost certainly be a lawsuit and that Nuala was to speak to no one. We stayed up all night praying. Nuala was pregnant with her first child, a boy, and she couldn't bear the idea that she might in some way be connected to the death of another mother's son. In the morning, she said to me, I have to go to him. She didn't care what the lawyer had said. She had to see him and she had to speak to him, even if he couldn't hear her. There was no talking her out of it. We stopped only to buy a spray of irises. Astonishingly, when we arrived at the hospital and found his room, he was sitting up in bed, surrounded by friends and family. He looked horrible, but he was alive. Everyone looked up as we darkened the door. Stepping inside, Nuala said, I'm the one that was driving the van. Suddenly, it was silent. Cradling the flowers, she went to him. His people parted. Nuala opened her arms, and he reached up his arms to her. They enfolded one another in a long, tear-soaked embrace. there was no lawsuit. When we suffer, we are more deeply connected to everyone and everything. If we're paying attention, if we remember that we are never alone when we suffer, it can open our hearts. This is what it means to make meaning of suffering, to ignite our compassion, to forgive, to insist on kindness, no matter what. Mother Teresa said, if we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. If Job's story is not a good illustration of reasons to be patient, and if we conclude that suffering has no inherent merit, what can we make of it? I love the way it sends us off looking for new ideas about a higher power. Some of you have concluded that there is none. Here are some other possibilities. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, says, my religion is kindness. Kindness is a good God. Some of us go with God is love, also biblical from the book of John. Love is God. God equals love. We can substitute the word God with love. And then there's this, Rabbi Harold Kushner, reeling at the death of his 14-year-old son, wondered why bad things happen to good people, went on a search and wrote a book that changed his life and the lives of thousands of people, including mine. One of his first conclusions was that there's often no connection between how we live our lives and what happens to us. I say there is no such thing as deserve. Unless we believe in reincarnation, the transmigration of the soul, and karma, the law governing cause and effect, which says that the sum of all our actions in all our previous states of existence will determine our fate, then we cannot possibly believe that everything happens for a reason, or that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. What doesn't kill us doesn't kill us. And whether or not we make sense or meaning out of what happens to us is entirely up to us. Rabbi Kushner concluded that God is benevolent, but not all-powerful. Evil happens and God rushes in, often in the form of those who help, to comfort the afflicted. He said it is the result of pain, not the cause of pain, that makes some experiences of pain meaningful and others destructive. Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, a Swiss-American psychiatrist, pioneered studies in dying and created the 5 stages of coming to terms with death: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. She taught that they don't necessarily happen to us in that order, they're in no way tidy, and most losses, not just deaths, will bring on the stages. Dr. Kubler-Ross's friend, David Kessler, co-authored one of her last books on grief and grieving, in which they applied the 5 stages to the grieving process. Again, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And then something terrible happened. David's 21-year-old son died of an overdose. In the wake of this unimaginable loss, he says, I faced a decision that everyone faces in grief. Is this just hideous, I asked myself, or can it be part of my son's legacy and meaning, the meaning that he comes with me to help people? Accepting loss is essential, but then what, he wonders? To live on after tragedy requires more than acceptance. And so David Kessler added a sixth stage of grieving: meaning making. The meaning isn't in the death, he says, it's in me and what I do with it. He is speaking of bearing witness to those who have gone before us by carrying forth the gifts they bequeath to us and carrying them forth into the world. The pain isn't gone, he says, but it's balanced more by love now. When I enter a workshop or a lecture, I feel my son's presence. I'm thinking about Job and his poor wife, and how the story not only gives us a terrible God, but also misses the opportunity to teach us something about loss, grieving, and meaning making. Can we salvage anything from it? My friend and colleague in Rockport, Reverend Susan Moran, told me that biblical scholars now agree that the first 2 chapters of Job were originally a standalone story. The next chapters were a later addition by a different author. Here's the final passage at the close of chapter 2, what just might be the end of the story. When Job's friends heard about all these calamities that had befallen him, each came from his own house. Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Namathite. They went together to go and mourn with him and to comfort him. When they saw him from a distance, they could not recognize him, and they broke into loud weeping. Each one tore his own robe and threw dust into his hair. No one spoke a word to him, for they saw how very great was his suffering. And they sat down with him on the ground for 7 days and 7 nights. How beautiful is that? A perfect model of opening the heart of compassion to another's suffering and accompanying them in living beyond loss, weeping with them, sitting with them in silence, staying with them to anchor them to life. Sometimes, even in the midst of suffering, there come unexpected gifts. Let's close with this story from the anonymous author of the website comatology.com. She writes, in the wild, chaotic grief that erupted when my father died, the first task I grappled with was calling his friends and our family members. My cousin Carrie asked where she could send flowers, and I was so bulldozed by heartbreak, I didn't realize the right answer to that question was, thank you so much, but no flowers. Instead, I said the only thing my muddled brain could come up with, I told her to send them to Dad's place. A couple of days later, when I sat down to write his obituary, having consulted with my siblings on the topic, I wrote, flowers gratefully declined. But it was too late. Carrie sent an extravagant, gorgeous bouquet of flowers with a card conveying how much she had loved her Uncle Joe and how much she would miss him. By then, my brother had taken all the tables out of Dad's apartment, she says, and the only place I could put the vase of flowers was on a stack of cardboard boxes on the floor, surrounded by other boxes and piles of Dad's stuff that we were sorting through. I spent a week alone in that apartment. I felt terribly alone in my grief. The days were filled with doings and the phone rang often, but at the end of the day, my siblings went home. I'd go outside and stand on the little concrete balcony, staring at the ocean and listening to Glenn Campbell sing, Honey, Come Back, over and over. And every time I went back into the apartment, Carrie's flowers would catch my eye and tell my broken heart, I care. I'm with you in this crazy grief. And so I concluded that sometimes, in lieu of anything else, send flowers. Beloved spiritual companions, may we send flowers. Sit with those who suffer, bear witness to the lives who have gone before us, and so make meaning. Let us choose purpose, open a heart of compassion, pray for patience and impatience, insist on kindness, insist on love. Even in the midst of suffering, and especially then, let us remember joy. Amen.
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine. You know I see it in so long. Everything's gonna work out just fine. Everything's gonna be alright. It's been all wrong. 'Cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom and those clinging vines that held me bound. Well, I don't need them. I've been like a captured eagle. You know, an eagle born to fly. Now that I have won my freedom, like an eagle, I'm an eagle for the sky. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay.
Friends, our generosity continues to astound everyone. We're continuing to pay our staff and maintain our building, even when most of us can't be here. Many of you know that Fred Cooley, Sarah's father, died earlier this month after a long winter of struggling with medical issues indirectly but undeniably complicated by COVID-19. Thank you so much to all of you who have reached out to both of us. We are both so grateful to be able to share him with all of you. As a friend of his so concisely and perfectly stated, Fred threw himself at life. He loved music, played banjo and guitar, and sang his heart out. He possessed a bottomless fount of energy and a sense of curiosity which led to a lifelong love of learning. He was a compassionate soul who had a word of advice for almost everyone he encountered. Fred was that uncommon combination of both silly and philosophical, and in a way I feel as though I have lost a mentor and a co-conspirator. His generosity drove him. Fred found ways to help just about everyone he met. He mentored formerly incarcerated people, donated counseling services to a health center assisting underserved and marginalized communities, and had a longstanding commitment to a local initiative focused on offering entrepreneurial training, small business development, and education to those same communities. At the core of his giving spirit, Fred and his wife, Valerie, gave generously to their church, Westminster Presbyterian Church in Buffalo. Likewise, Sarah and I hope to carry on in this spirit here at our church, Arlington Street Church. Sarah and I are part of her father's legacy. As I reflect on how I want to honor Fred's life with mine, I think of his curiosity, humor, compassion, but most of all, his generosity. In this spirit, Fred will live on in us and a way hopefully inspire many of you as well. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to sustain our beloved spiritual community by filling our virtual collection plate. You can text the word GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 617-300-0509. Scan the QR code in the order of service. Visit our homepage at ascboston.org and click on the yellow Donate Now button. Or write a check and send it to us at Arlington Street Church. Thank you for your generosity. After you make your gift to sustain our beloved community, please continue to share in the chat what inspires you during these difficult days.
Good morning, everyone. Today I will be sharing a song from one of my favorite artists, Rachel Platten. This is Stand By You. Hands, put your empty hands in mine, and scars, show me all the scars you hide. And hey, if your wings are broken, please take mine so yours can open too. 'Cause I'm gonna stand by you. Oh, tears make kaleidoscopes in your eyes, and hurt, I know you're hurting, but so am I. And love, if your wings are broken, borrow mine so yours can open too. 'Cause I'm gonna stand by you, even if we're breaking down, we can find a way to break through. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Yeah, you're all I ever knew I needed. And the heart, sometimes it's unclear why it's beating. And love, if your wings are broken, we can brave through those emotions too. 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Oh, truth, I guess truth is what you believe in. And faith, I think faith is having a reason. No, 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 love, if your wings are broken, borrow mine so yours can open too. 'Cause I'm gonna stand by you, even if we're breaking down. We can find a way to break through, even if we can't find heaven. I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. I'll be your eyes when you can't shine. I'll be your arms, I'll be your steady satellite when you can't rise. Well, I'll cry with you on hands and knees, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we're breaking down, we can find a way to break through. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you. Love, you're not alone. No, I'm gonna stand by you. Even if we can't find heaven, I'm gonna stand by you.
Once a year at Arlington Street Church, we celebrate covenant renewal, a time when we renew our commitment to this beloved spiritual community by making our annual financial pledge. This year, we'll be making our pledges and celebrating covenant renewal on Sunday, May 16th. Our theme is #CloserThanEver. Here now are Martha and Spencer Bonney sharing a little bit about what Arlington Street means to them.
My name is Spencer Bonney. This is my wife, Martha. We have been members of Arlington Street Church for just less than a year now. We came to the church at the very start of the pandemic. So not only did we join like others in the middle of a pandemic, but we had been searching for a new church, a community for years, and in fact had almost pretty much given up on looking altogether. But then we found Arlington Street Church through Al Ingram, who just happens to be my uncle. And what we realized was that this is our home. We are a part of this church because of the sense of community that it has given us, and we continue to contribute to the church because not only do we get so much in return from the community that it has created for us, but we so much want other people to be part of it as well.
So I think one thing that we've really discovered through Arlington Street, and one way that we're closer than ever to the church, is through all the opportunities that the church offers, from Sunday mornings with the services to the coffee hours to all the Zoom rooms, and really realized like it just makes you want to be a better version of yourself, to hear from so many amazing people and all the things that they're doing and the space that our world has for them that holds for us too and our family, and the connections that we've made. You know, we haven't met anyone in person yet, but people reach out to us during the week and say, hey, we missed you. at book club or hope to see you at services on Sunday, and they're worried about our kids or concerned about our family. And that's just amazing. It's just amazing to be a part of that kind of a community. It feels really important to me to give back to the church because of all that it has given us, but not just because of everything that it's given us, but because we want other people to have access to that as well. And, you know, we live so far away, but the church committed to us that they would make a place for our family to be a part of it. And that's just so important. And we want to continue to give back to our own community and other places that are important to the church and to us and our family. And that's why we give, so that we can continue to give to others.
We talk all the time about how amazing this journey with the church has been for us, especially because we live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, have participated in services and in events throughout the week, membership committee meetings. We joined the membership committee shortly after becoming members of the church officially from Arizona as well. And yet, over thousands of miles, we still feel so much a part of the church community, even though, as Martha said, we've only met one person, my uncle, and we've never set foot in the church before. We have no idea what it's like to experience a service in the community, in the church, and yet we continue to want to be such a part of this community and give back to it in exactly the way that Martha described. It's given us so much over the past 12 months that we just feel so inspired to want to bring others into this community as well. And I agree with Martha. It absolutely makes us feel like we want to be better versions of ourselves and help other people do the same.
We feel just as valued living so far away as if we lived just a block from the church. And that's incredible. And that says so much about all the people in the church and everything that all of you are doing to make everyone feel so close and so valued, no matter where you are or who you are.
There's no doubt that the past 12 months have been hard for us, just like they have been for everybody else. But one of the things we really try to focus on as we continue to navigate our way through and out of the pandemic, hopefully, is all of the gifts that we've received over the past 12 months. I can't think of a gift that has been quite as meaningful and impactful on our lives as the gift of Arlington Street Church, and the opportunity to be a part of this community has been such a tremendous blessing in our lives, and a gift that we're hoping to give back however we can for as long as we can.
As always, there's a lot going on in the Zoom room this week. In addition to our weekly gatherings for loving kindness meditation, poetry, tea party, yoga and writing, Buddha's Belly, our Buddhist book discussion, and Arlington Street Meditation Center gather this week on Tuesday night. To attend any of these offerings, you don't have to be a member. You don't have to turn on your video or talk if you don't want to. It's free. Please visit ascboston.org for information on everything going on. All are always welcome. This coming Saturday night is Encore, the Boston Gay Men's Chorus Annual Gala, which will be live cast from the Regent Center, the Regent Theater in Arlington. A live auction, storytelling by chorus members, diverse entertainment, and a Derby Day hat competition. Where is that top hat I had last night? Again, as always, start at ascboston.org. Each Sunday, we share our collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. Today, our gifts will be shared with the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. You can read all about it in the order of service or on the web at csgv.org. Please text the amount you want to give and the word share to 617-300-0509. Detailed instructions are in the chat. Thank you for your generosity. KB Whitehouse and Greg Haig are hosting Breakout Room 1 today. Breakout Room 1 is especially for newcomers, but you're also invited to join us if you're a long-timer. If you're a new friend of ASC, please chat Kem or the tech team and tell Kem you'd like to go to breakout room 1. You'll have a wonderful time with Gaby, Greg, and some other seasoned folks. Again, please chat Kem or the tech team and ask to be in breakout room 1. Before we turn it over to Mark, David, and Julie for the closing hymn, thank you to all of you who joined in today's service and to all those who made it possible. Remember, we're all in this together.
Thank you, Patrick. So our closing hymn today is another non-traditional hymn. You won't find this one in the hymnal. It was suggested to me by Reverend Kim, and I had never thought of it for worship music before. And then I thought, what a great song. It's Fleetwood Mac's Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. And as we're living in this tension of patience and impatience that we've all been in for so long, it's important to remember that tomorrow is down the line, I think. And this is a good reminder of that. So if you don't know this one, I'm gonna just teach you a little bit of the chorus. It goes, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Try that. And don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. And it'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. So feel free to sing along with everything you know or the rest of it as well.
Don't you
Before our benediction, I invite you to reach out your hands and touch the sides of your square. Touch hands with the people to your left and to your right, and send out love to the person on either side of you and to the people on either side of them. Send out love into this beloved spiritual community and feel it coming back to you. Love is the spirit of this congregation. And now for our benediction, I invite you to put your hands over your heart in Namaste. I bow to the divine in you. John Murray, who lived from 1741 to 1815, brought universalism from England to America. His biographer believed Reverend Murray had been inspired by the spirit of these words: "Go out into the highways and byways of America and give the people something of your new vision. You may possess only a small light, but uncover it, let it shine, use it in order to bring more light and understanding to the hearts and minds of all people. Give them not hell, but hope and courage. Do not push them deeper into theological despair, but preach the kindness and everlasting love of God." Let us keep this faith, beloveds, and carry it on. The service begins when the service ends. Bless your hearts. I love you. Amen.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. See you next time.
Please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.